Run, Shared FX. Show us the meaning of haste.
What's up, guys? Benny. AOC is not a particularly smart person. One time she wore a pair of fake handcuffs to get arrested in front of the Supreme Court. You can see here she's not handcuffed, but she's acting handcuffed. And maybe that's something that AOC is suppressing in her relationship. And don't you worry, we'll get to that in just a moment. AOC is not intelligent enough to know what a garbage disposal is.
I am told this is a garbage disposal. I've never seen a garbage disposal. I never had one in any place I've ever lived. It is terrifying. I don't know what to use it for.
This is real.
Or what its purpose is. Like food scraps? Like, is this environmentally sound?
Yeah, AOC, she's such a dumb little girl from Yorktown Heights. Sandy from Yorktown Heights made it all the way to the Met Gala with her Tax the Rich dress. Everyone, please look at my backside. Look at this Tax the Rich. I'm Tax the Rich. The weird part about the Met Gala is that, well, there's a lot of cameras there. Everyone can see you. AOC wanted to be seen. And, well, now she has been seen as an ethics panel orders AOC to pay back tens of thousands of dollars for accepting free tickets and lots of nice little free things. You're not allowed to do this as members of Congress. You have to be very careful. There are ethics rules. This is what prevents people from going and giving away millions of dollars worth of swag or plane trips or whatever in order to bribe a member of Congress. AOC was ordered to pay tens of thousands of dollars back for accepting a ticket to the $50,000 a person gala. But speaking of gay laws, AOC's fiance, husband, whatever this is, was just busted as well. And this is what I find to be particularly interesting about all this. AOC's busted for bending rules with fiance Riley Roberts as he scores thousands worth of free perks and freebies for spouses only. Now, here's what's very interesting. AOC is playing a little trick with her fiance, this individual. This is AOC's fiance. And remember, white people are the problem. It's systemic white power structures that are the problem for people like AOC, unless they're able to get on one of those white power structures. Goodness gracious. Anyway, good old Riley Roberts has been engaging in a series of humiliating acts, like explaining how they're combating racism together. Wearing these shoes in public as they day drink in Florida. Look at this. I was like, they're out in Florida. They were visiting Florida in the height of COVID, right? Okay. I thought you weren't supposed to. I thought you weren't supposed to do that, AOC. What is that? What's the difference when AOC does it and Elon Musk does it? Can somebody explain that to me? Oh yeah, I have the combating racism boyfriend hostage video humiliation ritual she put him through. Anyway, the point is that none of these libs can really like sack up and do anything with their lives. They don't like commitment. They like open degeneracy. And so they have like 9-year engagements, okay, where they don't get married. What was it, like Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom had been engaged for 10 years, okay? And then it could, of course, it's Katy Perry, probably the greatest bullet you ever, the greatest arrow you ever dodged, Legolas, but I digress. The point is that AOC is able to get a bunch of perks by claiming that Riley Roberts is her husband when he's not. They're not married. The House Ethics Committee has rebuked Progressive Squad Representative AOC for claiming in government filings that her fiance both is and is not her spouse, depending on the goodies that she wants. Isn't that interesting? Ocasio-Cortez, 35, Democrat from New York, was criticized by the Ethics Committee in a July 2025 report for listing her fiancé, Riley Roberts, as her spouse on federal documents that she filed to attend the Met Gala, despite the two not being legally married. The committee also found evidence that AOC listed Mr. Roberts as her spouse on paperwork filed with the House relating to privately sponsored travel, although the two were not legally married at the time of the gifted travel. The report of AOC's Met Gala appearance says. The ethics panel also found that Roberts was listed as her spouse on the gala documents. He was not listed as a spouse on AOC's financial filings. If he was, he would have to make disclosures of his own holdings. That's interesting. Something every other spouse has to do. So he's a spouse when they're able to get freebies, and he's not a spouse when you have to get financial disclosures to find out who the hell is Riley Roberts. Like, how much money does he have? What's his stock portfolio look like? Isn't that an interesting little thing? So Riley Roberts can go own as much as he wants of, I don't know, George Soros asset management fund, hedge fund stock, and get totally paid off and not have to disclose any of it. Isn't that an interesting loophole? I'm not saying they're doing that. I'm just saying, well, that's something they could use this loophole to cover up. Then they could be paying, someone could be paying AOC through her spouse, and there you go. She she drives a Tesla. How'd she pay for that? The committee further notes that the same time, AOC was seeking to take advantage of exemptions to the gift rule that only applies to spouses and certain relatives. She was not disclosing Mr. Roberts' financial interest as required by members who are legally married. Additionally, the congresswoman was ordered to pay back thousands of dollars to the ethics panel last month for not paying market rates for payments related to the 2021 Met Gala appearance. The committee found that AOC underpaid for her infamous red and white tax, the rich dress, jewelry, and accessory that she wore. Once the congresswoman pays the additional $3,000 to vendors for clothing and accessories, the Democrats' investigation will be considered closed, the ethics panel wrote. They also noted that she's been cooperative. Oh, wow. Anna Wintour personally invited AOC to the event, something the Ethics Committee later criticized. The Ethics Committee comments on the discrepancy regarding Roberts' spouse was highlighted by the Washington Free Beacon. Well, there we go. The political star has been engaged to Roberts since being proposed to on a vacation to Puerto Rico in 2022, probably in front of Abuela. The pair met as undergraduate students at Boston University. Within the filings, AOC's attorney argued that the Democrats' partner was not subject to financial disclosures. Despite not being subject to spousal financial disclosures, the committee notes how Roberts did reap the benefits of being an official congressional spouse. One of the perks that he enjoyed was receiving an official spouse's congressional pin, which allows the partners and lawmakers access to restricted parts of the Capitol building. Mr. Roberts and the congresswoman have been together since 2014. Goodness, what does that say about AOC? You haven't it is AOC, but you haven't wifed her up? You've known her for nearly 12 years and you haven't wifed her up? What's wrong with you? They've lived together since 16. The committee writes Roberts has had a spouse pin since the congresswoman entered Congress. It's clear the term spouse is utilized in the former rule as seemingly acceptable by the committee by expanding spouse or dependent to any guest was intended to allow members of Congress to bring an individual that they've decided to share their lives with to charity events, regardless of whether they've taken the steps by law or religion to get into an actual relationship. AOC's shielding of her longtime partner from federal disclosures means it's unclear if Roberts has any stock investments in companies from the Democrat district or any investments at all. This comes as the 35-year-old Democrat has been pushing for a congressional stock trading ban. Release the documents, AOC. This is all the rage. AOC's boyfriend scoring free tickets. Ethics Committee has rebuked AOC, allowed for AOC to grant her spouse perks and freebies. Lots of people talking about this. Remember when AOC wore a tax the rich dress? Now we're finding out that she didn't pay for the dress, the styling, or her boyfriend's meal, and that she should be sanctioned. But this is just the way it always goes. AOC's boyfriend getting real sick of calling it a mini January 6th every time he leaves his sock on the floor. Is that a real? There's no way this is real. Is this real? That's a real photo. Wow. Holy F, AOC owes tens of thousands of dollars that she never paid the tax the rich. Isn't the irony there just delicious? She stiffed the vendors, paying less than $1,000 for rented clothes and accessories worth 4 times as much. Now she has to pay them back. Just the irony. Isn't it amazing? She was just scamming the whole time. Scamming. AOC has an 82% profit margin on her Tax the Rich shirts. Wow. She also flies first class to her oligarchy tour with Bernie Sanders. They also took multiple private jets on that tour. We've covered that. And so on and so forth. Communists always live large. Yes. And then she attacks Elon Musk for being too rich. He's being too rich. Right. Well, he pays his taxes. Sure. Yeah. But AOC, no. It's the way it always goes. I should never let these people be in charge of anything. You know how that ends up. It ends up with all of them living like kings and queens and all of us in slavery. So don't let people like AOC take control of your country and ensure that we maintain the meritocracy here and that guys like Riley Roberts, I don't know how to help you, man. I don't know. You've been dating AOC for 12 years? That's your own thing, bro. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.